Hi guys, and welcome back to Dudley Central. This is the January update on the layout. I've been quite hard at work the last couple of weeks, and I'm making a few changes over the next few weeks, and I just wanted to share this point before I start chopping and changing things, and it'd be good to get your opinions on stuff as well. So I hope you like what you see, and please feel free to comment and subscribe afterwards. So the first big change actually for the garage is the addition of a light, well, two lights actually. So you can see one of them there. It's a 5-foot LED batten. I bought this from Screwfix, I think it was about 30 quid. I bought two of them for the garage, and it's really transformed the room now. It's a much better environment to be in, and much better light level. I think it's quite important actually, particularly for the YouTubers I guess, to have a well lit room, and it just helps just do little jobs like when it comes to ballasting and weathering and anything that involves any colour. What's really sort of pushed me to do it is at some point soon I'm going to have to look at the back scenes, and getting the colour right is going to be important, and to do that it really does require a well lit room. So I'm quite happy with these. The price wasn't too bad, and they were really easy to install. They had pre-terminated ends, and to those of you who aren't electricians like myself, when you get home that means you have to go back out and buy a plug, which was a bit embarrassing when I told the missus about that, but no, it was really easy to fit a plug on, and it's plug and go then. So I'm going to work my way around the layout and just show you the different areas that I've been working on. For those of you who follow my channel, my most recent video was on the Metcalfe Viaduct, which you can see in front of you. This is the one that's based on Parkhead Viaduct, and as I say, this is a Metcalfe kit, and I've weathered it and customised it a little bit just so it reflects the real thing. At the moment I'm still having my thoughts about it, so I haven't really taken it any further. I'm still thinking of having the canal lock in here, the little sort of runoff channel here, and I'm not entirely sure about this one, whether to have it as just some landscape going through the viaduct, and perhaps some plants that have grown up, and then of course on the right hand side I think I'm going to have that as traffic, which would link up with the town scene. That's it for now at the moment. I haven't taken it any further. I've got a strip of cork and some track on it, but by no means is that actually wired up or stuck down, and that's been about it, to be honest. So this area, I've got some big plans for here. You'll have to ignore the lubricant stain, which I accidentally knocked my little bottle of oil over on it. But yeah, so this area, I've changed my mind on it about 10 times. I think last week I posted a picture, and I had my bus garage on there, and it looked really good, but I don't know, I changed my mind, and I'll explain that in a minute. The back area at the moment behind the track, I'm still eyeing that up as an area for Dudley Castle. I've really got that on the back burner at the moment. It's not going to be a scene I target for a while yet. It's this front area that I'm most concerned with. So yeah, originally I did, I'll put a picture up now, I had my bus garage on, had some buses, and it looked really good, but then actually I thought, when we're viewing the track and the trains, it's going to be quite obtrusive. You're not going to be able to see much in the recording. For running sessions it's not going to be that great. And then also I actually thought with this lower section that actually this is quite a steep rise, and it's quite sudden. And to be honest, when I look at this, perhaps from a civil engineer's point of view, it just doesn't seem that realistic. It doesn't really flow, particularly where you've got a lower section over to the left hand side there and to the right. So you can see where I'm going with this. So my plan, and really I should have thought about this when building the baseboards, so I'm going to cut this baseboard along here and along there, And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually lower this down so it comes kind of in level with these, just so that this scene can sort of blend and be extended. I haven't quite got in mind what I'm going to do yet and how the station building is going to sit in this area, but I do feel, and I've thought it for a while now actually, that I think this section here will look better lower down, much like here. Have some retaining walls along the back and maybe curve it along with the curvature of the track as well, just to make it a little bit more flowing and not so rigid. And then, yeah, as I say, I think I'm going to blend that into the sort of street scene and perhaps even link it up here, but that's all up for debate at the moment. So now you join me at the station area, and as you can see, not much has changed. However, what I have done is I've laid so the cork is actually glued down now, so the positions where the track are going to be where they are. I've also started doing some sleeper spacing on the track. So far I've got this section done and that one as well there done. It does look a lot better. It's a lot of effort, but when I do look at it side by side, I can definitely see the benefit for doing it. So that's where I am at. But yeah, it has been driving me a bit mad, so I've been looking at other things as well, just to keep me sane. But in terms of the platform length, where that regional railway set is, the platform is going to essentially start here. This point is going to come into the station, but it's no big issue. Anything that's coming off that point is likely going to be a class 158, so really it's not going to lose any platform. And there are plenty of platforms in the UK where the point work actually is within the station area, so I'm not too concerned. So the platform's going to start here and it's going to come all the way to, let's see if I can zoom in on it. So just where that cork ends in front of the class 37, there's a reason for that, and that is I'm looking to get a 5-car HST with 2 power cars on the end. I have measured it, I have put a HST out, and potentially it means a power car's overhanging at one of the ends. But again, I've seen this happen at plenty of places. The one that springs to mind is Worcester Foregate Street, so it's not, again, not too much of an issue for me, and perhaps a bit of modeller's license coming in. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how that's shaping up. So yeah, so we've got 2 mainline platforms, and then we've also got a terminating bay platform where the class 150 is at the moment. This class 150, where it is at the moment, so this platform has been measured so that a 3-car DMU, or I'm really dreaming here, a class 323 EMU could potentially sit, doing a sort of stopping service to Birmingham New Street or something like that. But that's my plan, and that's the reason why I've done it that long. And yeah, as I say, the station's shaping up quite nicely, and now I'll show you slightly lower down. Okay, so we're slightly lower down now, and this is mainly just to describe the road scene. And I must admit, I've taken a bit of inspiration from Mr. Everard Junction. I've keep watching the same video actually. Now, I really like the setup that he has, and I'm thinking of going for something similar, and that is also part of the reason why I'm going to lower that section on the left. But essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some retaining walls along the back here with some shops under arches. Let's move this bus out the way. And then I'm also going to have a little sort of pull-in for buses, potentially another one up the way for taxis as well. I really quite like how that scene comes together on his layout, and I think it might work really well on mine as well. The plan then will be to put a little T-junction in just in here and have like an iron girder bridge over there as well. But what will be different for his layout, which will be different from mine, is his road, from what I've seen in his video, and I'll put a link here now, is it carries on towards some terraced houses. I'm not going to do that because I don't really want the sort of housing estate over on my layout there. So what I am going to do is lock it off, and actually I found in my, well, I say spares box, but this old Scaledale office shop units, I think it was an insurance building. But yeah, it just happens to be a perfect fit for that corner, and I think it ties the scene in quite well. So what I've done is I've measured out some road widths. So what I've got here is I think it's 48mm for each lane, and then I think it's 26 or so for the pavement, and that's going to run under the bridge. But what I'm thinking is I'm going to have like a little sort of Co-op or Tesco, perhaps have some, like a little car park maybe, something like that. I don't know, but I'm thinking a supermarket. I think it's the kind of thing that would be near a mainline station like that, and I think it could sit quite well. That's my plan. So this area just to the right of that station scene, actually on my original plan I did kind of earmark the bus garage for here, so I went and put it back, and actually I think I'm quite happy with it being here. It's got a nice space. Obviously this track's not set at all yet, so I think it will have a little bit more space than what's shown. But what I wanted to do was I think I kind of spaced it out based on this single decker. You know, is it comfortable to turn? I think it is, and you know, I think when you're doing models, you've got to really try and think, how is something going to get around? I see some sort of depots and garages sometimes, and you think, well, actually, how's that vehicle actually going to get into there? So that's my thoughts at the moment. I don't want it to be too cluttered, but I did kind of want to show off my bus collection. As you can see, I've got some of the heritage West Midlands buses there, and I've got a little Solo just in the garage. What's quite neat, and you won't be able to see it here, there are some shutter doors here, and I've got like a little Mercedes bus there as well. So I think, you know, there's a lot of opportunity here to create something a bit interesting, and then, as I say, just to show off my buses. So just to the other side of again the station, but now looking at the track work, I wanted to set out the point work for where I think it's going to be. So what I've got is a large left-hand point. It's the Pico Streamline range. I've got a double slip just in there, and then I've got I think it's a small streamline left hand there. The idea is that it's mainly for the mail trains actually. So the mail train can actually come in from this track, come on to the passing loop, and do what it needs to do over here. It can be shunted and what have you, and then it can come back out across this double slip and then leave on this line where the regional railway set is, so that it can go back to presumably where it's come from. So that's one use. The other use actually is, so where I said the that class 150 over there in the corner's terminated from somewhere over this way. By having this double slip here, I actually can have a train come into here. I can go off into this loop. It can park up there while a train shoots through, perhaps a Pendolino or something like that, and then it can come back across the point work and start its new service on platform 1, and it'll go back to where it came from that way. And that's how I can get away with just having them on terminating platform, and it just gives a bit of operational interest. So I've looked at, you know, even stations like Everard Junction. It's quite small, but this kind of operation happens every day, and I thought that's something I could do for myself. So the other area, which I was quite excited about but I haven't really done much on, was the mail depot. I did purchase that TPO, I think I mentioned that in the last video, and that is going to be the extent of that rake, I think. I don't really need it any longer. Obviously I've got the 47 just parked up there as well. But yeah, as I say, the idea is that 47 would come in off that main line into the loop. The 47 would it'd disappear, so you move out the way. The Class 08 would come in from this side, collect the mail vans, pull it in, come into that point work, and it's going to go over that way somewhere, and then it's going to push it back into the mail depot. And I'm thinking of having like a kind of a warehouse kind of building at the back, and then a shelter over the top. I quite like what Gary over at Cheeky Tech's done. So I keep looking at his layout and I'm thinking, oh, I quite like that. And I think one thing I really like that he's done, he's got some mail vans just in front of that area, and I think actually that little corner there might be perfect for that. So that's it. At the moment I've got a big space here. Something I have really thought about doing is actually doing the Black Country Living Museum, which again in real life is right next to Dudley's station. So it's be something different. It's not. I don't think it's something that's very well modelled. I know people do have heritage lines and what have you. Maybe that could be something I incorporate as well. I don't know, but again, I've got some of the old Birmingham Corporation buses. I can get some old cars, I guess, and build up some old red brick warehouses and buildings and stuff like that, and just make something a bit different, a bit interesting. Have some photographers and stuff like that. But yeah, this one's very much on the back burner, to be honest. I haven't really decided. I didn't have that in my initial plan, but it would be nice to have, definitely. So that's it. I'm not going to embarrass myself and show you the fiddle yard. It's an absolute mess. So I'm quite happy with how the scenic section is progressing at the moment. It would be really good to get your thoughts on stuff. I know that actually in the corners the light isn't the best, and something I am thinking about doing is when I come to add these back scenes in, this is a piece of scrap by the way, I'm gonna fix some LED strips from the top which are going to shine down on the layout, and between the lights above us and those strips it'll create a nice even level of lighting across the whole thing. So really my aims for the next month or so, the big one is going to be lowering that section. It's going to be adding the back scenes, and then it's just continuing this sleeper spacing and laying cork. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. I'd love to hear what you think about this area, particularly for street scene, and how that will work. This is an area I think I'm going to have a T-junction, potentially up that end as well, where it could disappear. Thoughts with that, I could possibly put a fallow car system that disappears under that end, comes along the road, and then goes back under here. And again, have some moving vehicles. That'd be good. But again, I'm not not pinching ideas from someone else's well-known layout. I suppose if it works, it works. But yeah, this is it at the moment. It'd be great to hear what you think, and as always, thanks for watching, and feel free to comment and subscribe.